mentally and like spiritually. I sound so stupid right now, but my mom's like, okay, cool. Horsemanship, with how you can do it. It's such. Hi there everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tell you guys about how I started natural horsemanship and consent-based training and all that stuff, because it's such a very important thing to me about how I started it, and like it's really deeply into who I am as a person, both like mentally and like spiritually. I sound so stupid right now, but everyone's surrounding me and like itching me. Oh, okay, off topic. So let me start from the very beginning. So I've been riding, well, that doesn't really matter, but okay, I guess, oh my god, I can't concentrate. Okay, so basically it first started at in, I don't know, whatever time of the year equine affair is in Massachusetts, that's where it started. So my mom and I went to go watch Equine Affair in Massachusetts in 2023, and we saw the Unbridled Wings. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but it's a really cool act. Basically, they jump tackless. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I want to do that. And because I was like 10 years old, my mom's like, okay. Cool. Anyways, so my mom didn't really think anything of it. Also, I should mention that at this time I had been riding since I was like 6 months old, so we did own horses as well, so it was like a brand new thing, but I always did kind of like horses. But let's see, so we watched the Unbridled Wings and I thought really cool. So then fast forward to the Liberty Festival in 2024. My mom sends me this picture and I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it's a neck rope. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, ow. Everyone bit me at the same time. So she's like, yeah. So it turns out the Unbridled Wings were there, and they had a shop set up, and my mom bought a neck rope for my horsey Zipper. So, I didn't use it until December 12th, I think it was, 2024. And basically, I taught Zipper the cues with a halter on and a lead rope half on his halter. So I rode so stupidly. And I taught him his neck rope cues in a day. So that was the beginning of that. And I kept riding in a neck rope. And then I kind of learned about natural horsemanship because I saw that a lot of the people who rode and neck ropes also did natural horsemanship or positive reinforcement. I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. So I looked into it a bit and I started doing that. Now I also got a rope halter for Christmas, which was really nice. So then I also started riding bitless when I did ride, and if I wasn't riding my neck rope, I was riding in a rope halter or bitless bridle. Well, yeah, rope halter, bitless bridle, same difference. So that's how I started that. Now, then I also started doing Liberty in January of 2025, I believe it was. And I started off with a whip and no treats because my mom also does Liberty, and that's how she kind of did the Liberty. So I thought, oh, I'll just do it like my mom because I love my mom and I look up to her. But upon further like doing it, I kind of realized that I didn't really like doing it with a whip, and I also didn't like not doing treats. So in February of 2025, I started doing positive reinforcement while I was doing Liberty with Zipper. So at this point, I was only really riding in a neck rope, bareback, and giving Zipper treats whenever he did what I wanted, at Liberty. Now, fast forward to like May 2025, and basically this girl, I don't know if I should say her name, maybe I shouldn't, but basically me and this girl, or like I knew her a bit, and she kind of I was like in a group chat, and she said she was talking to one of the other girls, and the other girl said that she was having a hard time with her horse, and this girl said, oh, try consent-based training, because that will like make him feel like he has a voice and might make him work better. It worked for me and my horses, and I heard about that from her, and I was like, oh, interesting. So then she kind of explained it to consent-based training in the group chat a bit, and I was like, oh, interesting. And and then in spring, I forgot if it was May or April, May. I think it might have been April or May. Well, that's what I just really said. April or May, I started consent-based training with Zipper, where I would hold the brush to him and I would ask him if I can brush him, and if he touched a brush, I would brush him, and if he didn't, I would just pick a different brush. And then I would ask him, and he would usually say yes, and then I would brush him with that brush. And then I also started incorporating that with my red mare, Teresa. This picture of her, she's really tiny. And I would, same thing, ask her, can I pet her? And that did really help a lot with her, because she used to pin her ears a lot, and that made her a lot gentler and kinder. So so that was that. That was really how I started, and I've stayed the same. I also started tacking up Zipper at Liberty, or ground tying, whatever you want to call it, in, I think, July of 2025, I want to say, and I've kept doing that, inconsistently. Sometimes I would tie him, sometimes I would not tie him, but now that I'm down here in this, I'm here, I will tack him up without bringing him up and tying him up, because the barn's all the way up there, and I don't really want to walk that far, so I'm just lazy, and I just tack him up down here with no sometimes I think I've thrown a halter on him once, but that was really it. But I do ask him before I put the stuff on, and he always says yes. So that's how I started, and I hope that there are many more stuff for me to come with. Also, I want to tell you guys that this horse, Sailor, he used to be so bad, like really scared of humans, that you could not come within like a 10-foot radius of him. Actually, in 2023, we had to put him into a tiny little catch pen. We had to put electric wire around in like a corner, and we had to put him into the corner before we could halter him. So I'm just really happy that he's like this. So that's why he's naughty. Oh my god. Okay, so like I was saying, that's basically how far I've gone into my natural horsemanship and consent-based training. There is definitely still a lot more for me to learn, and I could definitely inquire, add to my training techniques. I'm trying to think of one thing I would love to add. Maybe like hopping on Zipper at Liberty, because at the moment Zipper, my mom needs to hold Zipper, because I can't really mount by myself bareback. It's so embarrassing, but I'll probably work on that. Look at Zipper down there. There he is. I'm also gonna probably okay, what was I saying? I can't focus with this cute little pony. But yeah, I want to work on that, getting on Zipper at Liberty, and, maybe also, like, teach Zipper a cue to, tell me to get off of him, or, like, find a way to ask him if he wants me to get off of him, and then if he says yes, I'll get off, but if he says I can stay on him, then I will stay on him. I think that would be a nice little cue to have with him, so I might try to work on that. He's so funny. Free tube at home. I'm joking. Okay, so that's how I started natural horsemanship and positive reinforcement and consent-based training. I am really proud of how far I've come, because I went to, I wasn't that bad, but I wasn't that bad before. I was always really nice and gentle with the horses because I love them very much, but I have definitely improved a bit more. Oh, another thing I forgot to add is I now spend a lot of time with the horses. In the spring and summer, I used to spend like literally all day with the horses. I would go outside to the barn at like 8:30, and I would go back inside to the house at 10:30. I'd only really go inside for like lunch and dinner, but besides that, I was outside. I've now limited my time out here because I don't know. I just kind of have because I don't know. But I still spend like around maybe like 30 minutes every day hanging out with them, or maybe an hour, but I would like to up my time again. But yeah, that was how I've started my natural horsemanship journey, and I can't wait to see how much farther I go in this because I love it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed my story of how I started. I also do have a video posted somewhere of how you can, if you want to start natural horsemanship, of how you can do it. It's such a bad tutorial though. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed how I started. I say bye, Zipper says bye, Lotto says bye, Arthur says bye, Sailor says bye. She says bye. And I'll see you guys on my next video, which will be soon because it's still Vlogmas. So yeah, bye.